So, having secured the Crimson Tyrant battle axe and the Azulash whip, your quest for the Viridian Deceiver glaive led you through the toxic and shadowy third wing of the tomb of the Dragon Rider. After venturing through a number of chambers in the wing in the quest for 4 gemstone orbs to unlock the way to the final tomb chamber, you aligned the orbs in the final door and you successfully unlocked the passage, entering a vast chamber with a lone tomb. After deliberation, you activated the tomb with the Atishi staff, triggering a primitive failsafe, and summoned these towering stone giant statues armed with glaives. Upon detecting that you were not giants, the statues menacingly aimed their weapons in your direction. You did battle with these 2 constructs, and it was quickly revealed that it was in fact just one construct with the ability to duplicate itself into 2 other illusions, able to switch places with them and reshape the massive chamber with great sliding pillars, much akin to the first hall you ventured into. It was a tense fight, and some of you were narrowly almost crushed, but cut off from the rest of the group and effectively soloing the construct's true form for a short while. Grunker did by far the most damage out of everyone, utilising the primal elemental rage within himself and forcing it to retreat, which it was then cornered by Lisko, who managed to finish it off by crushing it with its own pillars. Without the Stone Sentinel to maintain control over the tomb's magic, the chamber seemed to reset itself, unveiling the Tomb of Oskada, a legendary Dragon Rider hero of the Stone Speaker clan. As you pry open the tomb lid, Gab, you're a blob again. The tomb lid, once seamlessly flush with the stone floor, you see the breathtaking sight of many luminous crystals. The interior is bathed in a refracting light, emanating from the myriad green crystals and gems that have sort of blossomed and spread throughout every surface within this tomb. These crystals seem to have taken root and woven themselves intricately over the mummified and petrified remains within. The stone giant lies draped in ceremonial garb, its majestic form frozen in eternal repose. And clutched within the giant's petrified hands is an enormous verdant green glaive. The weapon too has been encrusted in crystal. Upon one of its petrified fingers is a stone ring, partially covered by a small cluster of peridot gemstones. So, Hammerstrike and Company, what would you like to do?
Well, there is the wholesale option of just looting the shit out of this tomb, as we are going to do.
I firmly support that option.
Just putting it all in.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Before we actually start yanking shit out, is everybody okay with me nicking like the 3 pieces of jade that there is?
Go for it.
Go for it.
Sweet.
I'm assuming...
I don't want the jade.
I mean,
Someone else want it?
I'm assuming,
I'm good. Sorry, I'm good with it. I was just finishing my food.
I'm guessing Angus wants the
Oh,
petrified
I may have
head.
eaten too quickly.
Yeah, the head is basically Angus's.
So no head.
All the
I
head.
hate.
Sure.
I hate you both.
Look, I see the shots. I gotta take 'em.
As you break
All
away.
right, I'm gonna
not,
take
but
the
okay.
head because I've been collecting the head and the bones.
Yep.
Angus has been getting much head this entire dungeon.
You're damn right, dude.
I'm
The
taking the
sarcophagi have
emerald.
been pretty plentiful too.
Alrighty, so Sal wanted the jade. Snack wanted the emerald. and Angus wanted something green. I don't remember.
There's like the green quartz. They're not very valuable. They're worth like 10 apiece. They're the same stuff that he's been getting when he dug through the walls and everything and was doing his burrowing.
Yeah.
The reason I'm saying that is because they're not anything. Also, I would like the runes, but I understand the quartz, there's a lot of them. That's something that also could be split between me and Dejar as resources for crafting training. But it depends on like if you want to do it off of that or off of value, how you want to do things.
I mean,
I'm okay with Angus taking the quartz if everyone else is, because we already got the cost of training covered. Mostly, I think, yeah, more than enough, yeah. Because I think Angus's was covered by the obsidian, and we're finding a lot of gems that we've been gathering up for getting both of you trained. So I'd say I'm fine with them taking them, and worst comes to worst, we can finagle things later, because it's all going towards training anyway.
Okay.
I would like, for example, the Alexandrite and the Aquamarine.
Those are some nice ones.
Yep, and they can go into nice jewelry to be sold to nice people.
Also, I've noticed some of those can be used to upgrade tools. But don't... if you need to upgrade your tools, you might need to hold on to that.
True, I haven't looked at the jewel crafting tool. No, I think the jewel crafting tools take the bits to take gem.
No, they do take gems. Alexandrite is one of them. Also aquamarine.
Oh, yeah, there are. I mean, I'll grab them anyway. I'm not going to use them for jewelry now. I know that they can be used for tools, but the point is stockpiling them so we can make better use of them.
Ooh, paradox.
There is the jewelry already in the list, like the amulet, the rings, and the unidentified one.
Oh yeah, unidentified is probably magical. The jeweled rings only have gems worth of 50 in them, so we can do whatever we want with them. Hell, we can use them as like training fodder even. It's like, this is how jewelry is made. But I'm just gonna go ahead and take the May.
Do you mind if I take the unidentified ring to identify it?
Sure. Who's getting the Viridian Deceiver? We're probably gonna identify it either way.
May as well put it in a big identify pile.
You know what? I'm gonna grab the Viridian Deceiver, and I'm gonna identify it once we get to a rest.
Sounds good.
And here comes with the Peridot. What the hell is this?
Paradox.
Paradox.
500 gold each.
Them's is big value.
And there's 3 of them, so there's one for the Shar, one for Angus, and one for Vellum.
I like that idea. Everybody take one.
Otherwise, the rest
for
of
which
these are
ones?
just...
A Peridot.
Yeah, there were 3 of them, and they're worth 500 each. And there's 3 of us Julie folk. Everything else, I guess we can just sort of, except for the quartz that Angus, we can just divvy up accordingly.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can do that.
There's
We'll
enough
put
green
the-
quartz that each of you can get like 30 pieces, and there would still be like 32 left.
Oh yeah, but like it's low value, and it'll go towards training costs. I think was the idea.
You want to put the rest of it in the party inventory so we can deal
Is
with that
that
later?
still buggy?
It may still be a bit buggy. So what I would suggest
Ah,
is
fuck.
I have like a chest here that I can give you. Just a temporary placeholder for like
Yeah.
group inventory.
Yeah,
That would probably work.
Make it so it can pop up on the sidebar as well. Because I know we got like the wagon and such that could be storage.
And so we can easily deal with that type of shit. You don't have to constantly do it.
Yeah, in vehicles, mounts, companions, we've got a couple of places that can store things. So you can just pop an all-purpose party chest in there, and that'll be that.
I can't open it.
Oh, it's locked. That's why.
Not the caravan. Oh god. suddenly I got a face full of Thule.
I have a thought. You could, rather than just here, it's something that could be on like the vendors page. Is like the party chest.
That's also a good point.
Yes.
I like that idea better.
All right then.
That is not a bad idea.
I will sort that out at the end of the game.
Nice. Well, nothing else is urgent right now. We've all got what we really wanted. I'm going to double check this now.
Just click and drag it over.
Oh,
into
how
the-
do you?
Just drag it. Click and drag
You know
it.
what, I
over.
am going to take one turquoise because I like them classical gems.
How do you fucking do that? I can't.
Oh,
Do what?
hang on. I'll go ahead and.
Yeah, you're the GM. You could do that. I can't.
We do not have all-encompassing power.
There we go. All of that
Unfortunately.
in the stone chest.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're phenomenal cosmic power. Give me living space.
All right.
I love them classic gems.
Don't.
Look, there's the noteworthy ones that are in every video game. I like.
So, Gronko, what you doing?
Mainly as being annoyed that he didn't get to do the kill. Other than that, nothing.
He's
Well, I mean,
quietly kind of
you took part.
well, I mean, Gronko MVP that fight. I'll be honest.
Oh yeah, and you got to fight him. I threw one javelin at him, and then I was locked in a room for a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't forget to go get your fucking javelin.
True. I will go get that. Now I have.
Ah yes.
I yoked my lightning javelin and then ran.
Yeah.
So
I think it's away over here somewhere.
it's fine. I'll it's just so I'm not dragging my pog around. I'll say I went and got it.
Yeah. Easy enough to do.
Fair enough.
So, what else would you like to do here?
Actually. Did anyone look at the corpse?
I think we did. There's nothing there.
Yeah, it's empty. The party was here. Oh god, sorry.
You okay?
Fine.
Yeah, I just ate my food too quickly. I'm good.
Yes. Guess that's it, and we can head up to the surface.
Everybody alright? That was pretty rough back there.
For the most part, yes. And
Where's
I mean, we
where's
got shifted
Gronko?
out the door.
Gronko?
Rugs?
Where you at?
I'm over here.
Oh, good. There you are.
Dear, you look quite worse for wear.
It's mainly his blood.
You
Let's
You are
take a
talking-
second to get you patched up.
Tao just leans over, looks at Gronka, and just nods slightly. He'll be fine. Killing him is like a feat in and of itself, and keyword is you're probably gonna try. Succeeding is a different matter.
nearly succeeding is one thing. Still, rather be safe than sorry.
Who's gonna pop over and just give
Absolutely.
you a cure wounds, Gronko?
Thank you.
That should close some of those wounds for a while until we get someplace to rest.
Well, we're done here anyway, so, yeah. After that whole deal, I think a good rest is what we need.
Agreed.
Are you alright to move, Angus? You, got really smushed back there.
I did, and then I had some booze and I feel better.
Oh,
Did those potions work out for you?
Quite well.
I'm gonna be making more of those. I just need or potent alcohol.
I can get you that.
Good. A little later, I would like to talk to you.
Hey.
And with that,
This is tiring.
oh,
No, he just said this is tiring. You can go on with that.
all right. And with that, you leave the tomb of Oscada.
Oscar, a punk ass bitch.
Oscada. Tooley's going to just kind of shut the lid.
Spooky.
And make your way back out into the main hall. You notice many of those pillars are now still. Where once previously you'd see the occasional pillar sort of shunt up against one of the restraints you put into the tracks. Now, it's completely silent. The silence is almost eerie, haunting. You can still see those massive stone giant murals, kind of almost. How would I put it? There's this sense that they are kind of staring at you as you go past. Yet there's no movement. There's no otherwise indication that they are alive. It's this strange sense that you're being watched as you pass by. But other than that,
Yeah, they know better now.
other than that, there's no immediate movement from the rest of the tomb as you make your way back up towards the central thoroughfare. Back up the massive 300-foot tall hole. And I'll move you back over towards the central tomb. There we go.
No, this is missing from there, but okay. He probably is off doing something else.
Yeah,
Having a patrol or a bath or something.
yeah, this is doing her own thing right now. She's currently having her braid sort of mussed up. Tuli kind of notices this, and they both kind of wander off to the side to re-braid Liska's hair.
Okay, so
In fact, let me go ahead and add.
we've been to
instant
the
fortress.
we've been to the forge. We've been to the debate room, for a lack of a better word. We've been
Meeting
now.
room.
Yeah, we've been now to the library, which is stone.
We rinsed that place of all knowledge.
Forge, meeting room, the library. Only thing I
We
can.
could do with a break.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I could go for lunch.
Oh gosh.
Sounds like a plan.
please.
Seems like these are getting more dangerous now, so a good bit of a rest longer than what we did before is a good idea.
Plus, last one we have is. Would it be Frost Giant?
Frost Giant, but I don't think that's the last one. There is a little hole in the blaze here in the middle of the all four wings. And there's 5 weapons that we need to get, so
Yeah. I'm mostly concerned about heading into the Frost Wing and not wearing adequate clothing.
Well, I got some cold weather clothes. How prepared is everyone else?
I have some as well since I was in Cliffspire.
Because I would very much prefer not to freeze to death down here. It was quite enough to get my hair singed at the forge.
This is just my assumptions. Forge, meeting room, library. The frost wing could be a war room.
Potentially.
Since we were at the Frost Giants in, I think, Old Grave Tomb, whatever in that, what we came across, they were warriors, so I assume there were those that dealt with planning of war. Assumption anyway. Could be wrong.
I think it's a safe assumption, all things considered. The fire people had things that was a forge, the earth people had things that was, well, plants. The fucking water
Jesus.
people were wet.
Corrections. The earth were poets and writers. The storm were diplomats. So it would make sense.
If I recall my history regarding giants and various different types of giant kin, it was the fire giants that were blacksmiths, war forgers. I believe they also specialized in war. I believe the frost giants were very much... how would I put this? Comprised of very independent acting clans. They tended to be seekers of glory. I believe that there's often tales of certain clans of frost giants gathering around their lodges to hold grand feasts and show off the various monsters that they had hunted during their during the weekly gatherings of war bands.
Well, that makes some kind of sense in that kind of harsh weather. Makes sense they'd be hunters and survivalers.
Gatherers of trophies.
Probably that. I think that might be what the room be comprised of then. Hazard a guess. Oh boy.
But yes, it would be wise to wrap up all. If each wing has been suffused seemingly with the essence of the elements, then I would assume that we'll be delving into a rather frigid environment.
It's gonna be a bit like when we went and fought Crothus. Probably worse though.
I don't know. Okay, I've heard the rumors of this Crothus. I don't know what you're talking about, to be honest.
You can see Sao sort of pinching the bridge of her nose as she looks tired already just thinking about it.
But we
you
can.
don't have
It was a dragon we fought, Frosty Bugger, early on. But we can talk more about that after we get some food in us, get some rest.
Speaking of,
Mr. Man, do your thing.
tool check.
Tool check.
Cook's utensils.
You have to beat 32 to outdo Ida in a roll.
If there's anyone that
40.
can outbeat a fucking 32 with cooking, it's Angus.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
I will, of course, have the blessing.
I will, of course,
I'm
pray.
calling now.
Yeah,
Calling
of course.
now. He's doing
Does
it for you.
anyone want to help me cut the vegetables?
I can.
Cleaver. Ting.
I'll lend a hand.
Thank you.
I could do with some small motions.
Calling the natural
well.
20.
You matched it.
The most gourmet lunch that you have ever experienced. Please, do describe this.
I didn't think it would turn out this well.
Didn't even need help.
Consider this regular, nice, dwarven home cooking. It's a lunch after all.
It's lunch. It's a lunch made heavily out of. Let's see, what do I have here? Lots of.
It's a lunch
large
made out of whatever I
theropod.
happen to have.
it's mostly beef, thickened with hadrosaur and theropod. Of course, I throw in a bay leaf, along with plenty of butter, some button mushrooms, and for some spice, a little chili and cayenne pepper, along with some oregano and parsley in there. Just, add it up. And for additional filler, potatoes. And
Oh,
some,
I just
some
threw it
roast-
together.
some roasted sunstroke peppers on the side, nicely charred with the black carbon pulled off. Oh, it's a little spicy, but you know what? After everything, it'll open your sinuses right up.
Get rid of those spores.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Really warm us up for the next branch.
Oh yeah.
You know what?
Yeah,
That's actually not a bad idea. I wonder if I've gotten any of those peppers.
How many do you need?
I mean, if we could all get one for like, oh god, it's super cold, quick, jam a super spicy pepper in your face.
No, I'm not doing
Yeah.
that.
Look,
But
unless
Ducky, it's survival.
look,
In fact,
if Gronka had any more fire salt, I'm just saying.
You know what? With that 32, with the natural 20, I'll say this will function effectively as giving you about an hour's worth of resistance against extreme cold
Hooray!
for when you head into the Frostwing.
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
Well,
Who says you don't need a cook along?
I got 10 ghost peppers and 6 sunstroke peppers, so I don't know.
That's a lot of sunstroke.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Look, I need that spice. It helps me forget.
It is such a nice meal. There's just filled with warm bellies. There's Angus. You specifically remember all Mami making this when
Old mommy.
when you were
Old man.
a wee bairn. She used to make this on the weekends. It's incredibly heartwarming and stomach warming.
Heartwarming. It's stomach warming. It's full of potatoes and
Oh, yeah.
meat. And a little spicy.
Even his mother is a food-related word. Oh, mommy.
Oh wait, yeah.
Oh, mommy, oh, mommy.
Is that why they say it like that?
Oh, mommy.
I think it's a form of endearment. I
Yeah.
love it.
Just like Mummy Helgen used to make.
Oh, Mommy Helgen. Bless her heart, stopped from all the food she ate. And the horrendous poisons and diseases, but that's a different thing.
Right. I believe one thing you could do is also do some identifying while you're eating your meal, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just
Let
don't
us-
drip any
I-
grease on the ancient artifacts.
Oh yeah.
Let me.
That's what prestidigitation's for. We got plenty of stuff.
Before I identify, I'm going to figure out what the hell this teleportation tablet goes to, where
Alright.
it goes off to first.
I know. I'll go look. Boing.
No,
me-
because that I have to break the tablet to do that. I am not doing that.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna cast Identify.
I need a DC Q1 Arcana check.
All right. Where the fuck are you? There you go.
My passive is 22.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can do it actively.
27.
Yeah, okay.
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 And 15.
So I'm trying to find my notes here.
God,
That's
so
enough
unfair.
I just identified the Viridian Deceiver and said you would identified one era or original
fuck.
item not found. Item.
God damn it. Okay, so let me fix
You've
that
identified
first.
an error. Good job.
Stallion. Yeah,
Interesting.
Let me go ahead and fix that.
Was interesting.
Item not found.
Thanks,
Just-
Foundry.
You just see Sao holding the fucking giant red blinking arrow from know.
Gmod, yeah.
Gmod.
Okay, here we go.
But yeah, she's holding the Viridian Deceiver and identifying it.
While Dajara is drinking coffee to figure out what the hell, where the hell this teleportation tablet goes to.
This tablet goes to a location called the Immortal Temple.
Okay, that's ominous. Okay.
But beyond that, there's very little else that you know.
The Immortal Temple. You will immediately, in her little book, write this down. Look at it and be like, that's... kind of mumbling to herself, that's weird. Mind if I make a history check to try and figure out anything connecting to this Immortal Temple?
Sure, go ahead.
Oh, fuck.
13. You do recall reading something about the Immortal Temple not too long ago, actually. It was in the Stone Giant Library.
Time to go
Hold
over the
up.
records again.
Time out. Hold up.
I've just added the Viridian Deceiver to your inventory, Stallion, in your quest items.
Yes, I'm reading it over.
Okay.
Is this what I think it is?
Angus, did you want to do some identifying?
Sure. Let's see, what do we have to identify?
I fixed up some of the errors beforehand. Something's happening with the identifying module, so I've just added the identified versions. So you have the
What items are there to identify?
there are no more items to identify. I've already identified them for you because otherwise we'd have the error that happened with the Viridian Deceiver
Oh,
just now.
perfect.
So let's see, there is the oh wait, I'm looking at it back up. So I'm just going through it right now. Yes, that was the all or nothing coin. You identified that. There's 2 pairs of sending slates. These are effectively better versions of sending stones, where you can functionally, effectively, write up to 100 words on the slate.
Ooh.
Either you can either do that once per dawn, or you can draw up to 2 detailed drawings. There's
That's
also
really nice.
Where's that at?
consumables.
Where?
Your consumables section in your inventory.
Oh, there it is. Maybe it's because I still had my thing open and I was searching and it wasn't popping up. Maybe I had to close and reopen it. Oh, that's neat. Sending slates.
There's also the
Janet.
stone. Oh, yep.
Once you're done with him, I'll ask the question.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's also the figurine of wondrous power, the stone raptors. I think you've already gone over that.
We have.
Right.
I can't remember if I actually got to give those to. Please go.
You in game you said did, but you somehow didn't.
I don't know if she ever
No,
got
no.
it.
We'll
Yeah.
do that when Avon's here.
Yeah.
There's the Stonemason's Companion, a set of Stonemason's
I
tools.
see that one there.
Effectively gives you a +1 bonus to ability checks made using this set of Mason's tools. You can also, yes, you can create a small or smaller creature over the course of a full workday, mimicking the effect of the Find Familiar spell, with the following changes. The Familiar is an elemental, and while it remains motionless, is indistinguishable from a stone statue. So you can create a familiar with these stonemason's tools.
Oh, dude, I'm absolutely gonna start doing that.
Hell yeah.
I think that was about it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Tanner, after Dishar looks over those quartz slabs, the green, the blue, and the red, she's going to take out a very old, near burnt journal and see if there's any correlation with this.
Burnt journal.
Yeah. Remember the one that's hooked up to Dishar's backstory?
Ah, yes.
The Scorch Journal.
Okay. Just make me an investigation check. This is you trying to connect some information together.
Righto.
21. There doesn't seem to be any immediate connection between the burnt journal and these quartz slabs. However, in the green quartz slab, the third volume of this the Crystal Skulls Chronicles, there is a distinct reference to a ziggurat enclosed by a canyon of desert sands and dunes. In the, let's see, this would be the jadeite architectural blueprint that you gathered. Refers to a ziggurat-like structure amidst a barren desert. Etched into the lush green quartz, this final volume of 3 unveils the rituals for unlocking the power concealed within the crystal skulls through a poetic verse. Beneath the dunes and caverns deep, where secrets stir from dreamless sleep, awaits the presence of crystals shining three, their gaze a beacon, secrets free. 3 souls converge in hallowed hall. To unlock the magic, they must heed the call. In threes the harmony takes form, yet in its wake awaits a storm. A soul may fade, become the price in realms beyond the sacrifice. It seems that wherever this immortal temple is based within a desert, a desert of sand surrounded by dunes, and it may be the place where one must take all of these crystal skulls to unlock their power.
She's gonna fiercely write some of this down. Translate, at least on parchment, translate most of Labs so everyone can read it.
Mm-hmm.
Has a feeling in her gut. Hope she's wrong. Really hopes it has nothing, no connection to him at all. Doesn't want to meet him, so here's hoping. Oh, that unidentified ring as well.
Okay. So just to save on the faff, I'm gonna just give you the thing outright.
The equipment.
Oh, wait, hang on. There we go. Okay, this is the Ring of the Stone Drake.
Ooh.
As an action while wearing this ring, you can summon a draconic statue, which appears in an unoccupied space that you can see within 30 feet of you. The statue is friendly to you and your companions, and after 1 hour, or if it's reduced to 0 hit points, or you lose concentration as if concentrating on a spell, the statue loses its magic and crumbles to dust. In combat, it takes its turn immediately after yours and obeys your mental commands. If you don't issue any, it uses the dodge action. After this property of the ring is used, it can't be used again until the next dawn. So I'll give...
Is that attunement?
This does require attunement, yes.
Okay.
I'll give that to you there.
Okay. That is interesting. Huh. It's pretty nice.
Alright. I think that covers everything that you've managed to gather from that tomb.
Attunement slots are at a premium, so
Yep.
does anyone in particular want the ring? Or do we want to just store it away in case we...
I would stow it away.
What does the ring actually do? I missed that. I'm sorry.
Hold on, let me...
It's attunement, and it lets you summon a stone dragon. If it gets to 0 hit points, if an hour goes, or if you stop concentrating on it as if it were a spell, it crumbles to dust.
That's really cool.
It is.
I kind of want that to be ready for something later. I mean, I might not instantly use it now, but I mean, Angus just got something that lets him make a little stone familiar. Doing more stuff with, like, stone would be cool.
It
Let
would
me
be cool.
post
It is
this.
attunement, remember, though.
True. That's fair. But that's something I could have at the hand and during one of these short rests attune to. Like, realistically be more useful out in the world. But, like...
Yeah.
I posted
So it has
the,
stats. Wonderful.
Yep. It has some really nice stats.
Oh, that
Is this-
heavy
this
trait
is-
is oof.
That's
At the
actually
end of
pretty
each
cool.
turn, yes, the statue falls to the ground if it's flying. So you can't fly for more than a turn at a time.
Yeah, that's the sad part
Makes
about
sense.
it. But
Got a
Hey,
fly speed of
but-
15 feet though. Get a good distance.
30 speed, 30, 50, fly 15. Yeah, you can definitely move about and then make it land, and then
I like it because that's something that, yes, it's attunement, right?
Hmm.
But you would short rest to attune to that, to use it for a combat, and then attune to something else.
I will also say it's more of a drake than dragon, so
Mm-hmm.
short fly distance,
It's-
more like a gliding hop.
Mm-hmm.
it's a vision of a drake.
Stone breath is funny.
Statue
Basically just spitting rocks at people.
has immunity to poison and psychic, which is damn good.
Resistance
Damage
to
resistance to-
bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical attacks that aren't adamantine.
So I mean, yeah, this thing can take a fucking hit.
From non-magical sources, so it's good at dealing with
Yes.
natural.
I mean,
As a Insight to 10, Dark
Being
Sight
immune to
120.
psychic damage, that's pretty good. I mean, it's niche, but when it comes up, oof.
10, 2d10 plus 4 piercing damage. Ooh,
If you come across any more illithids, just yeet this boy at them.
I mean, this would be fucking nice. It says it understands the trade tongue and Draconic, but can't speak.
Nice.
I mean, it's pretty damn good, yeah.
I wouldn't mind having something like that to be able to tune when we need it. You know, maybe I would unattune to something else and I'd be able to let loose this minion to mess things up for us. And then I could also use my spells and I could summon other celestials or elemental type creatures. And
Now,
I could do something that way. I'd be able to...
bearing in mind, this would be concentration
Yeah.
to summon the Stone Drake.
That's the problem.
That's the only negative caveat. That it's a concentration ability.
Unless you can get a feat that
Does
you
it?
can concentrate. Yeah, you have to concentrate on it.
Yeah, one of the conditions of it disappearing is if you lose concentration, as if concentration on the spell.
as if concentrating on the spell.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I understand the thought process behind that. It's like your concentration is what animates it.
Yeah,
It
Good if
makes-
you really want to get the
otherwise
fuck out of it.
It makes it in line with a lot of the other Tasha's summoning spells.
The only thing that's
What
rough
do you-
about it is that it's an attunement for something that you might use that then can just be taken from you if you lose concentration and now you've lost your entire attunement. That's kind of rough. I get it, but yeah.
it's a big risk, big reward type shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I
I'm
want
interested
it.
in it, but does anybody want it?
Not really. A lot of my stuff is stuff I need, plus the image of Angus riding this is kind of hilarious because then he can just hop off by letting it crumble to dust and just sliding along the ground.
It is a large construct.
Yeah, it's
He
large.
could ride this. I want it.
There we go.
I want it just for the moment. Just show up somewhere to some fucking hold, and he's riding a stone dragon. Just be like, "Hey, fucking excuse me."
All right, I got an hour. Time to show off.
So let me send this to
Really,
you.
that's just it, man.
I've sent you a trade. There you go. No, you don't have to give me anything. Just take it.
Right. So, as you're all finishing up identifying these items, I'll say by this time you've probably finished up your meals. Warm bellies, ready for any sort of rest. I believe there was discussion about crafting.
I think that was just a general thing, but
Yeah, it was a general thought. I brought up the idea of crafting because potentially, if somebody wants to craft more potions or make more ammunition for her gun, right? Or I don't know if Film's like thinking he needed another javelin or something.
I'm
I'm
good.
just-
I
I was-
got like 10 masterwork javelins. It's all good.
I was just trying to think of things we could do in the meantime.
I get you.
I will say, smaller like crafting stuff definitely should be good.
I'd
Yeah,
say I'll give
potions.
you maybe like 24 hours to do a bit of crafting if you like.
That'll work because I can make a few more potions and some alcoholic potions while I'm
I
at
mean,
it.
eighth of that is going to be resting, like long resting,
Yeah.
but like that's a good amount of time to have.
Plus, given certain things, it will also give Liske time to recover from coughing fit.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
During allergies.
Also, in between all that, there can be some talk happening.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Oh, these slates are badass. They regain uses.
Nice.
I didn't realize that.
Oh shit.
interesting. Wait, excuse me. What?
Yeah. Then
Slates for
Fucking-
uses.
they're not a one-time use thing.
I thought they were a one-time use thing.
No.
Sending slates. While holding a slate, you can use an action to write up 10 words using the attached chalk. It then appears on the paired slate. They're both in the same existence. Each slate can be erased or written on in the same way, reflecting each change immediately on the paired. Can written on this way
I'll stick that in the party
up
chat.
to 10 times. You can use 5 expenses or expend 5 uses out of 10 to draw something complex. Erasing it does not expend a use. All slates regain all uses daily at dawn.
So you have
That's fucking nice.
you have 2 pairs of these slates.
So you just give
Well,
one
we
to
have-
one person.
We have a pair.
No.
We have
Yeah,
2
s-
slates,
s-
a pair.
You have 2 pairs, so like 4 slates. in
Oh, they
all.
come in pairs, and I
Yes.
have 2 pair.
Yes.
Dude, badass.
In
So
fact,
we
I
got
forgot-
That's
4
fucking nice.
tablets in total.
Yep. I forgot to do the weights
Yes.
and the prices.
Nice. I'm just picturing the first time it gets used. It's like, okay, here comes the image, and it's a dick butt. Got him.
No,
Got 'em.
it's like some.
All right,
it's
here
like-
comes the image. All right, first one, got to make sure it's right. Meanwhile, his pants are down and he's chalking up his butt cheeks,
I
about to
needed
sit on the
a
scanner.
life reference.
That's so. Oh, that's funny.
I'm about to draw a very realistic image of me arse.
Uh,
I like
God.
That's cursed.
I like to imagine it's just some weird, like, enigmatic dwarven symbol that's only funny to dwarves. And he just sends that through, and he's just busting out laughing, but no one else knows what it is.
It's baffled academics for centuries, but dwarves are just there like, oh, got him, look at them, look at it.
Yeah.
That seems apt.
I can't really make anything, but I could probably use the time to fiddle with these elemental metals.
Ah.
Actually, yeah. Who has the metal the tablets for elemental metals, so I can transcribe them?
I don't remember.
Because honestly, we don't want to carry all these tablets all around.
Oh,
Yeah, I know Vellum's read and written down the adamantite, obviously. Think we found the
Don't worry about that
Pyosteel
one.
one, and he wrote that one down in the long rest. Don't think I've done the newest two.
It was the
I've done the full.
green marble slab. Echoes of Gaia Heart.
Yeah. Yeah, that one I would like to write down, and I already wrote down the one from Fagurium.
All right.
Sweet.
Easy enough. to
Vellum
do.
would like to read that.
Oh, I mean, sure.
I'm thinking Sau's gonna make a bomb.
Of course. Of
I
course.
mean, I've been wondering how long it's been taking. Why the hell can I
Man.
move?
I'm getting flashbacks. We're going to an icy terrain and Sao is making a bomb. This happened last time.
Bro, why is
Wonderful.
this thing? It's taking so long. It's lagging. For some reason.
I'm thinking.
It's a dangerous pastime.
Mm.
It's what I do.
Anything could happen.
So I just clicked the hammer button to craft.
Mm-hmm.
There's two of me. I can't. What the fuck?
Oh no.
Time to double check how many of these I can actually make.
I can't move the other one. Ah.
Might need to refresh.
God damn it.
Oh,
Oh, there it is. I was trying to get that to write down the shit.
Right.
But yeah,
Who grabbed it?
writing down those that the information from the green marble slab, you now have available to you the recipe for Gaia Heart Iron.
Nice.
Hooray! And I will read those immediately.
Yeah, he'll give you the Fulgurium and the Gaia Heart recipes.
So it takes 2
Sweet.
work days, tool check DC of 25, takes 10 pounds of iron and 1 essence of earth to make 10 pounds of Gaia Heart Iron.
Good value for essence.
Mm-hmm.
10 whole bars out of and a use for iron. You know, the trash metal.
Oh yeah.
You say trash metal, but I actually use it for a lot of my tinker crafting stuff.
Shrapnel doesn't count.
Look here. Yes, it
Not a
does.
bad idea.
Iron shrapnel.
No, the shrapnel
I
bomb.
shrapnel. I mean. So here's the question. Just out of character, do you want some Earth essence?
I feel like we got a good amount of Gaia Heart Iron already. And essences can be used for a bunch of different things. So let's hold off on that unless we actually need.
Yeah, let's save them for later. What tool proficiency modifier should I use for making bombs, Janner?
I would probably say intelligence.
Hey yo.
Man, your main stat is crazy.
Time to double check. It should be this. Yeah, easy.
Oh yeah. No worries. So that was only 1 hour of time. You got plenty more time
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah. Also, just so I'm fully clear. Due to how Artificer's crafting stuff works, I double the amount of stuff I make.
Yes. We homebrewed that because Wizards of the Coast doesn't do like an in-depth crafting system that we do. So see that icon there in the chat, bomb ×1.
Yeah, already adjusted.
Yeah, just go ahead and drag that over to your inventory.
Oh, and once this mechanical thing is done with the bombs, I did have a roleplay thing.
Yep, go ahead.
Oh yeah, you can totally talk to her as she's making them.
Yeah, but the 23
Maybe
sounds
that's the best time to distract Sal when she's
No,
making explosives.
I mean, with the 23, she's not even paying attention. Then she's going through it. She's just going through.
Oh,
The
I figured like
motions,
after the food and before crafting, but
It's funnier to do when crafting.
true.
Go on.
Fuck it. Okay. This is gonna be
You
interesting.
have the spotlight.
After some time has passed, the Velen will find Sal working. So do you got a minute to talk, or you want to focus on what I figure is a very big boom?
This is not that big of a boom. But I have a moment. I'm just measuring up powders.
Alright, well it's pretty important. It's going back to a topic that was brought up earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Sod trade tongue, hang on. And he just switches into Orcish because fuck trade tongue and it's awkward shit. I'm guessing you remember my very sudden confession.
Go on.
Well, first, I'm sorry I dropped that on you. Timing has never been my strong suit, and well, my instincts may be right at times, but my usage of it is lacking. I wanted to maybe give some context for why I was like that. If you're alright to talk about that kind of thing.
She just sort of pauses for a moment, and you can see she's thinking, but her eyes are looking at the scales for a moment. I have a moment. It's not an easy thing to talk about.
Well, it never is, from what I know, and hell, I didn't even realize it until like 10 minutes before we talked. Velen will sort of just like sit himself down, so he's not, it's not a standing sitting conversation. It's something I've realized after a long time of not knowing something, which, for me is pretty normal, but still, it all clicked, and I didn't say it as well as I could have. The hows, the whys, the deeper meanings. It doesn't change what I said, though. The execution was wrong, but the sentiment was right. For a long time I've always admired may not be the correct word, but there's been something there. At first I thought it was, well, physical, and then I thought it was just a camaraderie as our trust grew. Then things got confusing for a time, but what I do know is it's not just one thing, so it's everything about you that makes you who you are. Makes me feel the way I do.
So, this is the second time you've confessed.
I guess I just wanted to make sense of it. To, turn it from just a sudden moment of words to an actual conversation. And along with that, what was more important to me is getting your thoughts and feelings on this.
I am working through a lot of my own thoughts and feelings. And let me put it this way. I do like you. But as hard as it is to say, the feeling is not fully mutual.
Well, it wasn't easy to hear, but I had a feeling that just because I felt a certain way, well, like I said, you had no obligation to feel anything more than what you feel. We live a different kind of life, Sal. And ignoring the stakes that at any moment it could suddenly end.
You just see her sort of pause, and in a gesture that almost feels like she's about to flick gunpowder at you. She just points at you with the small measuring sack she has. We do indeed live very different lives, but I would also like to point out we are also adventurers. Our lives are very much different from everybody else's.
I know. Well, it didn't start that way. We're in the lot we're in now. But what I wanted to say was I do feel better for having said what I said and not bared the regret of never having said it at all. And I will admit, I did hope that it would be the same in return, but honestly, it's strange, Sal. I'm not denying your feelings by any stretch. I just notice things. Back there in that room, when moments stretch into forever. Without barely a word, we acted and worked in unison, and more so than we do just by merit of being a unit, team. We both live this life, yes, and it's a life of always looking over our shoulders. And I don't know if your feelings will change, but if they do, it would be an honor to look over each other's shoulders with and look forward to the future.
I appreciate the thought. But I will say this. Wording is something you could probably work on.
Well,
I'm very much glad you're speaking my native tongue on this matter, so it's more private, but
well,
at the same
ours.
time, you and I are gonna have a good bit of discussions about language and formulation.
I'd like that. I mean, this is more comfortable and I can get what I mean out better than all the other languages I know.
Yeah, but your vocabulary is limited.
Well, I'm just here using what I know to try and say something I didn't even realize I had.
I'm quite aware. Not quite what I had planned to talk about while I am. As she sort of looks back to the delicate mix of ingredients on the scale, measuring up explosives, but
Well, one delicate matter to another. It's all relative.
I mean, had you jumped me with an earth-shattering revelation and I had gotten shaky hands, this could go up in smoke.
You, shaky hands? Never.
You'd be surprised.
Not when it comes to you.
I'm not always as composed as I look.
You do have your moments, funny as they are.
Mm-hmm.
But look, to put a cap on this, don't feel bad for saying what you said. It's your feelings and I'll always respect them. Just, if I could ask anything, at least think about it. Not now, not over the next few days, just however long you can. Like you said, it's a lot to think about and you've got your own thoughts and feelings to work through, just like I have. And if you ever need to talk about anything, not just us, then you know I always got you.
I know.
Mind if I watch you for a bit?
Sure. You probably have no idea what I'm doing anyway.
Well, I get the basic idea. Not enough to try it myself, though.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, it's been a while since I got to watch you.
All right. So, Does anyone wanna do anything else here? Or I imagine what would come to be a long rest.
I was gonna find Angus.
Alright.
What would Angus will be doing right now?
Let's see, we finished eating. Right about now, he would have... Let me see. He would have one of the large blocks of stone, likely. And you would see him, in an odd moment. It's just in his regular sort of like comfortable clothing, large, loose, and baggy, obviously worn in a working apron. He has the set of tools that they found earlier, and he is just beginning to trace some lines onto the shape of roughly worked stone. He would be just sitting outside the tower, set up near a little pile of in-progress works.
Well, Jar just finished up doing some, making some lye root. You'll be coming over to Angus. Look, Angus, we need to have a talk.
Oh? He's got his little tool set down on the stone. Well, do we need another talk then?
That's the thing. You make it sound like I chastised you during our last talk,
Oh, it feels like it.
but it wasn't. It was the fact that a lip. It was the fact that I was trying to pour my heart out, and the fact you disregarded it. I've been accommodating as much as possible, and yet I am constantly disregarded. Like an endless waltz you and I go through. Yes. Hold on. Let me finish the thought here.
You're right. Go ahead, say what you got to say.
That I showed respect, but in some small way even if it's playful, jokingly, it feels as though you're taking lack for the better word, a knife and twisting it in me. I don't know what I've done wrong. I don't know how to fix it. But this has come to my conclusion that I will step aside and let you do your own thing, and I will do mine. Since we're clearly two opposite in a way. You are of the earth and me, and they're free like the wind.
I wouldn't say we're opposites at all. I don't mean to disregard you at all. I don't. Right? And I know you might want to finish your thought, but I have to interject because I just can't agree. The thing is, Lance, I'm not trying to belittle or disregard you or anything. I'm acknowledging what you do and what you've said. I may have concerns, and you'll be damned if I don't voice them. Just because we're friends doesn't mean you're immune from my criticism. In fact, it means I'm gonna criticize you more, especially, it's not that I don't trust you when it comes to, like, say, your magic and the shite I've said about that. It's because I do similar shit. We are very similar in that. Aye? We both do some spooky magic. It's just that I know the ways yours is, well, it can take people. It's taken the greatest people. It took a great giant of legend. You and I aren't immune to that. And I know that it's gotten its claws into you. I've seen it. And that's not a matter of you not being strong enough. That's the matter of even the mightiest fucking mountain will wear down off of the just water of the sea, or the snow of the air battering it in a storm for 100 years. There'll be no cliff face left. I say things because I care. I say things because I'm paying attention. Right? Maybe it's a slight difference in culture or something of the like, but if you're doing something, I'm not gonna just pretend it doesn't exist. And if we're together, if I'm concerned, I'm gonna voice my concerns because I trust I can talk to you about them. Last time when we sat down, it felt like you were chastising me for acknowledging what you've said and what you've done. I've been a little more distant because I don't know how to handle that. It feels very wrong to me that someone can't get feedback for what they do and what they say, and that I'm supposed to just accept it and like nothing happens. And that's not because I think you're wrong, it's because I want to communicate and be on the same page, and maybe I've got worries for you and say, hey, don't go jumping in there. There's a fake floor that goes into lava or some crazy shit like that. I don't know. I would feel wrong and say, well, it's not my place to tell them what to do. They can do whatever they want. And no, the consequence is on me for not saying something. If I see something, I want to say something because I care.
But here's the thing, Angus. Yes, caring and being an ally to criticize someone constructively to be better, but I don't chastise someone. I try and connect them through heartfelt words, though it may seem like it comes off that way. I am by far
Me
a
too!
really nice-
Stop, no. Finish, sorry.
I'm a very nice person. I just have something that I have to deal with daily. No one knows about it because I don't want to say anything about it. You seem like someone who, in a lack of a better term, have a heart that's more or less filled with joy, unburdened by a lot of things. I, on the other hand, I'm burdened by too much, because I see the world for what it is. I see the depravity, I see the goodness of it, all of it. I'm just trying to connect with you. And the fact that you think that I'm in the lack of a better term, I hate straight tongue, I'm attacking you. I'm not. I'm just trying to make a level playing field for both of us to talk. But on the subject of necromancy, he has developed a very stern face. I have dealt with things probably that not even the public know. Hell, not even normal adventurers would know. Very rare. And that's a burden that I have to carry. I know what I am and what I do. But the subject of necromancy, you deal with souls, I deal with blood. Wholly two different things. Yes, corruption is there, but totally two different.
There are many things in this world. Ida kind of makes herself known. Not kind of overtly trying to barge in, but she seems to be trying to say her piece on the topic. Apologies, but I couldn't help but overhear. So, a perspective of a third party.
By all means, you have the floor, lady.
There are many things in this world that can do dreadful amounts of harm if wielded by terrible people. Swords, axes, bows, firearms, and she kind of looks down. She kind of sits herself down nearby and kind of gestures towards your shield, Angus. Even shields. Even necromancy. I do consider myself quite the seasoned spellcaster, and I'm sure Dajar knows this as well. Necromancy can be addictive, yes. And it takes great willpower to resist the temptations it provides, but beyond that, it and other tools like it are merely tools of power. In the present, Dajar, as far as I can tell, seems to be using that power for good. And from what I have seen of you, Angus, you seem to be utilizing similar power, also for good. It's not... And neither of you seem to be, from what I've seen, trampling over the innocent for that good. There's no sense in throwing away that power just because of its tainted origin. Especially if one of those can... If one can use those tools to forge a better world without bringing needless pain into it. Using such power is not a fault in and of itself. It's the fault lies within what one chooses to do with it. Well, to dredge up some very old history, for example. Voldis, for instance, always had the choice to resist the darker temptations of that power, even if it meant his own destruction. Instead, he deluded himself into thinking mass sacrifices needed to be made to make what he thought was a better world, a more liberated world, only to end up subjugating it under his own chains. It's who uses the power, rather than the power itself. Just my two copper.
I agree. But power can be used, and in the same way, power is also used against ourselves. Bron is a great tale of that. So is, what's his name? That we found buried underneath that great seal you solved, Dajar. With the statues.
Oh.
The lad who was corrupted from an outside influence and went mad. Right? It's not so much... Yes, I'm sorry. We're... It's been a long, busy while. I've forgotten the name of that giant lad. The one we just found. But point being...
The one, the Stormlord. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you.
Point being is... Power is tempting and power corrupts. Not because the person is wrong, but because there are those who wield power against you in your own hand. Like that man in the mirror and all he's done. And to that giant perhaps too. I'm not saying that there's something wrong with you for using the necromancy. I'm saying... I eat out of the same bowl, and I know exactly how spicy it is. So take a moment. Give yourself a break between the bites. Otherwise you'll find your face sweating and turning red when you do not need it to. That's it. I say something because I care. Not because I don't believe in you, but because I care about you more than me own pride.
it does take a certain.
I'm not.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Let the ladies talk.
Mm-hmm.
It does take a certain.
See what you will, lass.
It does take a certain skill to adeptly maneuver one's way through the temptations of necromancy. Yes. Using such a powerful school of magic sparingly is wise. Yes. I also tend to find it takes a certain degree of character to utilize it without falling to it. For example, the ideas of being inherently good or inherently evil. I find that.
Oh, it's more complex than that.
Oh yes. I find the idea of individuals being born evil or good to be unsatisfying.
I think it's inherently tempting, as all power is, and the greater the power, the more it is.
Oh yes.
And no offense to them, but we can look to the orcs and see that even if done in good intent, maybe through bad practice, it can still do something to you. And that doesn't have to be you'll lose yourself. It doesn't matter, even if you're an excellent craftsman with the best tools, your hands will get calloused.
The way I think of it is a way of like greed. Indulge me for a moment. It's a small story, but there was a king who had everything that a man could own, but yet he was unsatisfied. But he heard tales of a man who, with nothing but words and kind gestures, lighten up a room with laughs and with smiles and a lighter heart. He asked for his prophet, his most trusted advisor, where is this man that I could help me with my woes? The prophet, in turn, described the same man that he wanted to meet. But when the king asked, "Hurry, find him, bring him to me," the prophet looked with him at sad eyes. "Sire, that's you. The very king who can spread happiness and liven up a room. He himself was unhappy." Power is kind of the same way. It's like an endless hole, like greed. But if you don't have something to fill that proverbial hole, you're going to just want more and more until you're, in a sense, burned to ash. Right? The story is kind of small, but that's how I see power.
No. That's a good story, lass, but with that story and with what you've said, he leans in and he speaks more softly. And he speaks in giant because he knows they both do. Are you sure I'm carefree? Are you sure I'm always happy and jovial? Unburdened?
You mentioned, she replies in giant, you mentioned before you deal with your own hardships. I know you're not unburdened, but you carry the weight of someone who isn't, from my point of view.
And from mine, you carry the weight of someone who can't comprehend how dangerous it is. And you've done it all alone. And I don't want you have to be alone going forward. That's it.
My friend,
Because I've carried a similar weight, and it's not fun.
I'm gonna stop referring to as friend. You are my comrade, an ally, but I'll put it this way. While I definitely comprehend dangers of it, I just put it this way. Out of the family of 5, 3 are gone and 2 remain. I understand the burden all too well. Why do you think I, in a sense, occupation, a bounty hunter, hunt those that are corrupted, so no one else can deal with that type of pain? Pain I feel, one of a bitter heart, an angry heart. You only understand so far by perception of me, not perspective. I know so much of you, but no one has asked anything of me. Not once. As long as I've been in this group, no one has asked. So sorry if I seem cold.
There's a beautiful thing. You don't have to ask someone to figure out who they are. If you pay attention and you listen, and you speak greatly through not just words to answer a question, but through actions in your everyday life. And it's because I understand those actions, because I see part of myself in those actions, because I see part of those that I've known and lost in your same actions, that I am compelled to voice my acknowledgement of you. I don't merely critique, I acknowledge. I see you are doing things. You are speaking with your hands, not your voice. There's many things I don't know, and I'm not sure if I should know. It's not my place to just ask about your past and what you have and what you've lost. But I can. At the same time, I see you've done things. Some grand, some not. The same can be said for me. I am not free of critique either. And, oh, you have let me know. Everyone has to let me know when there's something they feel worthy of critique. But I critique everyone else as well. Because if I see something that could be a problem, not just for me, but for us, and for you or them as well, I have to say something. It's my moral duty. And it's also in part my right to have an opinion. If I have a concern, it's not fair to me to just shut up and not say it. And it's not fair for you to shut up and not say your concerns either. If I'm leading you into something that you know is a arcanist is a trap, you should shut me down and say, no, don't go that way, you twat. You're getting us all teleported to the inside of a bugbear's ass. I wouldn't know. But you do. I hope you would say something. And if I'm doing something and I'm acting wrong because I was wearing a cursed ring, you let me know. Everyone did. I needed that. In the same way, when I have the opportunity to see something, I'm going to say something. That's what you do when you're part of a team. That's what you do when you care. And alright, I'll work to say things better. Right? I'll work on my phrasings. But it's been difficult for me because when you sat me down originally, I know now and you've said it, you didn't mean it, but it felt like I was being chastised for trying to tell you, I see what you're doing and I see who you are. And I acknowledge it and I care. Be careful. Right? That's it. And it's made me feel off and it's made me feel weird because no one else had said anything to you or acknowledged or paid attention to who you were or what you were doing. And I was trying to say, hey, not only do I see you, I care enough about you to say, hey, you're more than just a good hammer I'm gonna break down till it's useful. Take some time, take care of yourself. You know? You're not just a tool in our group, but you're a friend and a comrade, and I don't want to see you worn down and exploited. I was trying to say I cared. And when you sat me down to talk, it didn't feel like saying, oh, you hurt my feelings. It felt like saying, how dare you do this or that. Even if it wasn't it felt that way and made it awkward because I don't know how to approach you. I don't want things to be awkward or weird. I just wanted to be involved.
Hear what you're saying. I acknowledge what you're saying.
Well, I'm
And
sorry I hurt your feelings. That was the opposite of what I was trying to do.
but look, I'm just gonna say this. This is me being brutally honest. Ever since the Morbog, it was like I was trying to fight. Not only against myself, but to be heard. And it sucked. It really did. And the way you... could be the same way that I felt the way you felt when I was talking to you. The most loneliest thing is not being by yourself, but being in a group and you have kind of no acknowledgement. I've been through groups before. That's no problem. I've coordinated with more than just Black Hand or this group. Done it multiple times. Not in the way that I have allies. People I can count on, but not in the way like do with my life type thing, if that makes sense.
Hey?
And to fight, to be heard, is exhausting. To be chastised for, hey, I'm doing a magical thing. You want me to explain it. Not to sound rude, but if I see something I tell what I'm going to do, why would you, in a sense, stop me to see? It's not. I'm not saying asking the question to you, but how would you know what I'm doing when I'm told you what I'm going to do, and you tell me don't do it? Now I stop doing it. Then you tell me you should have told. It's kind of like, you know how I'm feeling with this.
I wanted communication. If I didn't sort of properly convey it, that was on me. More, hey, talk before you act kind of thing.
I had the same type of talk with Sal. I'll just make it very quick.
Hey?
Words in any language are like spells. You can fling them out to be hurtful or helpful, but you can never take them back. You don't know how deeply scarring or how wonderful you made that person feel. That my logic on I speak, I carry myself, talking to everybody. I try to keep that in mind. Around you or anyone. Because in the end, no one's going to remember what you did or what you did for them. They'll only remember you by how you made them feel. And that's why I constantly kind to everybody, even if someone treats me like shit. I treat them like I want to be treated. Well, I'm sorry if I made you feel bad, but I was trying to honestly connect. That didn't work. Sorry.
It seems we just speak very... Well, we said the same thing in a different tongue, is what it is. I was also trying to connect. And I did so by expressing worry and concern for you that came off as condescending. And perhaps in trying to connect to me and reassure, it felt like you were sitting me down like a child and chastising for, well, acknowledging you. And you know what? It's a difficult situation. Going forward, any certain way we should handle this?
Just be brutally honest. If in any case, just be honest. Just say what needs to be said. Say it, done with it. No need to beat around the bush. You want clear communication, honest.
Okay.
Also a thing. You need to be honest and kind, and it's necessary. Say it all. Just say it. And I do have a spell that I can read your mind, but I don't like invading someone's privacy.
Well, you probably don't want to read my line, Alice.
Goes for me as well, because let's be honest, we probably have went through some terrible shit. In any case, just be frank. And just be frank.
Alright. I don't like it when people just do things without saying, or when something's known and they don't say anything about it. Like, if it's really relevant to the group and it's important about something, don't keep that shit to yourself. That breaks down barriers of trust. Especially when the consequences, other people get hurt. And, I know you're strong and all, but we're both playing dangerous games with magic. And I care about you, so don't get lost in it. And I'll try not to as well.
I always
He
tell
just
Wam.
gives a thumbs up.
He gives a soft smile. I always say what I'm going to do. At least I tell people what's up. If you were out of earshot, bad? I'm saying it right. But you know what I mean.
Did you say anything about that big sarcophagus that activated the things? Because I never heard a thing. I just
I
heard
told-
you hissing.
Told Liska before I went off with Vellum. That was magical. I strictly said that.
Oh. Just Liska or all of us? Because I never heard a thing.
I told Liska because no one else was around.
Well,
And I also said the same thing about the dragon statue before Salyun said, asked me if I was crazy, and I said a little bit, maybe. It was.
see, I never heard that either.
You were.
Then again, if you're talking to individuals, and I'm probably a distance away,
You
maybe
were.
we as a group should use the earrings more and inform everybody. That might be useful. And that's not a thing to you, but like genuinely a thought for the whole group.
This is just me. It's just me. And he's going back into your tongue. If you're right in front of me, I'm going to say it. But if it's something I need to announce to everybody, yes, I'll try and use the earrings more. But if you're right in front of me, it just seems redundant to use the earrings to communicate that way.
Oh, I
That's
like
just
it
me.
because it goes right into my mind and I can hear it over other things. And from a distance too.
Good enough.
Trust.
Alright,
and
that's sane.
Trust, communication, and perhaps a bit of hot tea. Anyone?
Oh,
I would like some hot tea.
yes, but also, and on the subject of tea, he brings out the honeyed spiced ale. I'm going to drink this before going to bed.
Very well.
Well, there you go then.
But before that, I'm also going to make some more potions. In order, potions first.
Does
the
anyone
tea,
else
then
fancy
getting
some
drunk.
hot tea?
No, I'm good, thank you, Rita.
Sal just sort of turns. Are we talking actual tea? Or
Well, tea.
What other kind is there? That's TNA.
Sal is just giving Vellum a sort of look that really just like you insulted my culture kind of look.
What? To your nail?
I do have green tea if that's your curiosity.
Maybe.
I'll bring some.
I'll take one cup.
And with that, she kind of wanders off through the ruins, through the various researchers that are now kind of making their station throughout this this massive chamber, and you watch her kind of disappear around the corner, and a short moment later, there's this this purple flash, and she's gone for the moment.
I could do with a short break.
Right. Before they make the potion, Angus, how strong do you want the alcohol in one of them?
Yes.
Doesn't really. Okay.
I would like it to be. I'd like it to raise my spirits.
She just stops and gives you a side glance before pinching the bridge of her nose. I got an answer. An answer.
I'm just gonna point out, the moment you ask a dwarf how strong they want their ale, the question can be answered with another question. Can it disinfect a wound?
Can it melt steel?
Okay, so I'm gonna make a healing potion.
Right. So as the jar gets stuck in brewing another healing potion, there's a you notice, Sayun, that another green another purple flash from around the corner, and Ida comes back holding this large tray of very fine Kiteshi, no, not Kiteshi, Kitangi porcelain. You can see the sort of elegant white porcelain with these bluish swirling patterns around it. It's a full tea set.
Get.
She sets it down nearby and begins pouring out her hot tea for everyone.
Fuck, I messed that one up.
A bit of hot tea
I'm
before
embarrassed.
bed always does me wonders.
Just hear a fucking loud cursing giant.
Yeah, accidentally sipped the booze first before doing her check.
It's like, oh, I have to test how strong this is. Huh?
Fucked up. God damn it.
It happens. I mean, it could have been on a much more important role.
It was a 2. Fuck, man.
Alright, come on, Dejah, take a break. Everyone else is.
Right, Angus. In DMs, have you finished your little project?
I think so. I'm just gonna link this to you as part of the expanded familiar options.
Ah. Okay.
Did you make a small ram or something?
No, it's a smaller Angus.
I see the inspiration.
Might as well be.
I see the inspiration. Okay, okay.
Right, but I'm just thinking like the Angus theme, right?
Yep, yep, yep. It would be considered an elemental.
Yeah, which is why I also linked you that one.
Yep, yep. Okay. So, please do describe this for us. What does this thing look like?
Oh man. Let me try and find something. Oh well. So he has carved, while talking and working, a small-sized, so probably close to Grunka sized as a small little fella, a rather round and cute, tub little looking mushroom. It has these short, stout legs, that are wide set. I'm thinking, I guess you could almost think like BMO or something if you've seen Big Hero. And these waddly little arms with stubby little fingers. In place for a face, it basically just has the carvings of 2 round eyes, and the top of its head, a very large, like portobello mushroom cap. It is essentially a small, round, little mushroom man that is just has this blank expression, and it's just kind of standing there as it might a garden gnome.
Oh no. It's the boys.
I knew the moment you were describing it, I knew what it was.
Immediately, you hear Tuli go, "Oh, he's adorable."
Of course, she's into the mushrooms.
I mean, it's on brand for him.
Oh, I meant Tuli's reaction, but that's also fake. And now Gronka has a little friend.
Do the mushroom friends.
little stone mushroom friend.
Mushroom man.
So what are your what is his name?
I don't know. Oh, I have to think about one. I think I'll name him Mikey.
Tuli sort of.
In Dwarven, the word for mushrooms is myconid.
Ah, I see. Now, Grunka, this could very well be a very surreal experience for you. You know of them. You know of the Myconid people. This could very well be considered some sort of stereotypical image of one, to an almost offensive
I'd
degree.
like to imagine. I like to imagine that it's kind of like depicting a real life bear with like a teddy bear.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's very like stylized and like cutesy and weird.
There's a little,
Pretty much.
little chibi Myconid.
Yeah.
Little chunky.
Small.
Oh, you're just gonna give it like a glance. Be like, all right.
Mikey sort of
You're gonna give it like a glance and be like, okay, all right, you do you.
it sort of waddles around, kind of turning and pivoting about 90 degrees to look at you with this sort of blank expression. You can see it seems to stumble forward a bit and then back, as if trying to learn how to walk for the first time. These sort of small stone, little stone tappy feet.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. This is very disturbing.
Oh, why is it disturbing?
Well, first of all, first it didn't really look like a Myconid. It's very they're lankier, and the way he's acting, it's also kind of strange because the Myconid kind of like they start off small and then grow big, but they kind of they have this weird thing where they're kind of adult when they're like quote unquote when he does like hand quotes born, so they just kind of like grow bigger, but they're still like the same person. It's a bit odd, and also the fact that it's made out of stone is also
It's a statue. What's it supposed to be made out of? Real mushroom?
Yes, but it's I don't know, the fact that it's a moving stone thing. It also has some weird implications for me and my people, which is also something I probably can't really explain.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
I don't think I could make you understand. I'm not sure I fully understand it myself, but I'm looking at it and I feel like this is strange. I don't know. The only thing this is ever. Not the first time I see a moving stone thing, but it's different and it's strange. I don't know. Kinda like it's kinda like you know those living armor dudes we had to like encounter like a bit while back in the fiery 4G place. It's kind of like that, like kind of what I imagine it is for you, because they kind of look like your people, but they're not really your people, or they were your people, but they're also weird. I don't know. Strange.
I
really
don't
put my
fully
finger on it.
understand.
No, I don't think I really could. I don't really fully understand it myself, but I'm looking at it and I feel like I'm looking at I feel a lot of things, but I don't know, it's weird. There's a lot of culture and historical things, and there's a social stuff, and it's a mess. But I'm also a bit tired, so I'm probably not really thinking in a good way. But I mean it's cute, I guess, which is I guess what you were going for. But yeah,
It's kind of the goal. Oh, yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I know that I don't know. It's. I probably wouldn't take it down with me to home, but yes, but mainly because uh,
You can say you don't like it. It's fine.
it's I've it's less it's not lot it's less like don't like and more like I guess I'm a bit shocked and I'm trying to process this because it's so many things that is so familiar but it's also so
There's this
strange and
uncanny
it's
valiness to it.
such a combination of things that I'm a bit overwhelmed, I'll be honest, and I can't even begin to explain it in this language. How did you get it to move, by
Alright.
the way?
Right. It's a little elemental man. He's my friend.
Can he speak? Urka's gonna look at the little mushroom man and he's gonna ask in fucking what was the language even called? Terran. I'm just gonna do you speak, little man.
It sort of waddles and rotates around to face you. You gather there's no neck for it to rotate its head. It's like the
Oh, I didn't cut off one of those.
it's, you know the old the old Batman suit where it's got the cowl with no neck for the actor to turn his head, so he has to rotate his entire body.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that sort of thing going on, and it kind of looks at you with this confused, stoic and confused look. You know, the face is having trouble moving for the first time, and then you see the sort of cracks form within its face as it suddenly gives you a look of sheer perplexion. And it waddles over, kind of turns towards you, Angus, and you hear within your mind, as familiars can communicate telepathically. What's he saying?
He just turned, eyes go wide, and looks, just shocked ass face, and looks to Grunka. He can, but he doesn't understand you.
Grunk is gonna he's gonna put his hands over his face, and then he's gonna go like, okay. Okay. You know what? This is fine. This is fine. I don't think I've ever met a rock that can't speak rock.
Well, I just made it, so give him a break.
It's weird. I guess the doll couldn't speak either, but that was different.
How's it different?
It didn't have a mouth. Also, it wasn't really this. How did you make it? Did you say?
I carved it.
and then
And I used magic.
that kind of bright, glowy kind of magic.
Kinda.
What's he saying? I don't understand what he's saying.
He was curious how you're made. He normally speaks to Rock, but you don't know what he's saying, so he's confused why you're confused. I think it's because I don't know what... Mr. Gronka, I think it's because I don't know how to speak Rock.
You're right. Oh. Okay. Okay. No. Okay, no. It can't be. Okay, never mind. Impossible.
What case?
No. It's a, I don't know if, I don't know if you remember or if you were even here, but, there was, just long story short, we have in our in home we have a place with that stores historical stuff and other significant things, and in there is a small stone doll carved like a little person that just kind of came walking in town one day, and I was at first thinking that this might have completely turned generations of research on its head, but no, it is different. It must be. It must be different.
The small.
I mean, I just made it with some fancy tools and magic.
Yeah.
The small mushroom man sort of waddles and clacks its way over to the fire and just kind of stares into it.
Careful, Michael, that'll be hot.
It stumbles back.
I'll heal them.
The way it moves is almost unnerving, especially to you, Grunker. It's like how a chair sort of waddles back and forth on two legs to sort of walk forward. As it rotates itself, waddles and rotates and waddles. And it's very stiff.
I feel like Gronka is watching a horror movie at this point.
Seeing this, to wrap up a Gronka.
Yeah.
How do you keep calm all the time? The best way I can.
You see, I had a trust me, if I didn't have my old master's teaching, I would be freaking out right now. But yeah, well, you see, when I was younger, you know, after you know things happened, and I kind of got a little went into the rage. It's I had a good teacher who could teach me how to control myself, and it's just kind of part of that, you know. It's all still there, like, you know, every emotion, all of this is still, like, you know, it's there. It's like a raging sea of emotions, but I'm just kind of like, you know, I'm on a cliff above it, and that's it, really. It's just some mind tricks, you know. It's all there, but it's just very, you know, distancing, I guess.
He just suppresses it.
Yeah. It's all part of it. You know, it's all within reach, but it's ever present.
I guess I understand that to a point.
I'm not a good teacher. I don't think I teach what he taught me. I don't know if I could teach what he taught me. He taught me how to control myself, and he taught me how to fight.
Well, can't say without lack of trying, but it's just. I'll probably talk to you about later. Just, you see that you're just having a myriad of emotions right now, trying to process at least two things, and it's I just in a sense gave up for a moment.
Hey, Vellum, come check out what I made.
Yeah, I've been staring at it. What made you pick that of all things?
I like mushrooms.
Fair enough.
Oh, he's a cute little guy. He's a little. Look! He goes to pick him up like a cute animal. Cute little man.
Don't throw your back out there, Angus.
I want to say a few things, but I feel like I would make great offense.
Why would that be?
Because of the way we worded. I don't know how else to put it besides you playing God in Gronka's eyes.
Well,
It's not even that. It's like I can't explain it.
Oh no, I'm on the same page as you. Just from a different perspective.
How much time has passed, by the way?
well, it was about an
since we were
hour
back.
for that whole conversation.
Yeah, but I'll say about a good, including Dejar's crafting of all that lay route, which took about 4 hours. I'd say about 5 hours have passed.
Okay. Sorry, I was just thinking. Unless that was it, in which case I... Did we decide if we, like, when we were gonna have a long rest, did we want to leave it longer or have it sooner and then do more shit?
We're taking a proper day's rest,
Mm-hmm.
as far as I know. Since, quite frankly, we've bum rushed like 2 wings, 3 wings.
I wouldn't say bum rush because in between each wing we had a rest, but not.
It has been back to back, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so not
if you were
a
to
good long one.
if you were to do like a long rest now, you'd have about 11 hours left.
Yeah, I just wanted to plan my time accordingly. Like, if we were gonna have a long rest soonish, then I'd change what I was doing, sort of thing.
All right. So do you want to do a long rest?
yeah.
Yeah, we can do that, because then afterwards she can, after processing, Jihar can probably talk to Grunk if her mind is
Okay.
not all here.
Alrighty.
All right then. So,
As everyone is going to long rest, Vellum will sort of start gathering his things together. I think, if it's all the same to you lot, I might stay up a bit. Blood's still pumping from earlier and I can't really settle.
Well,
Okay.
I'll try not to be too late.
I'm not going to be sleeping in the tower this time. I just
Okay.
need to think.
very well then. Tuli, shall we head off? Tuli nods, and Ida kind of addresses you all. If you need anything, just knock. And they're gonna head there.
Knock.
They're gonna head off around the corner, and you watch again. There's that purple flash of light, and they're gone.
Vellum will look around the corner.
Jihar
Which I'm
is
surprised
curious
nobody
too.
else has done until now.
Knock? What do you mean knock?
Yeah, that was the
as
problem.
you-
Like, knock where?
You look around the corner, and you just see what looks like a blank facade of a stone wall. You can see the immaculate fading frescoes of the stone of very stone giants in the midst of constructing an elaborate temple, kind of wrought large upon this wall.
I do not know what she expects us to knock, but oh well.
No, sure. I'm gonna do some arcana and see what the fuck was going on there.
Sure.
'Cause
Pretty sure you know the spell.
Nope.
that's fucking sus.
24. You have there's kind of sneaking suspicion that you know this spell, Dajal. Though you can't cast it. You have heard about it, and it's on your radar of things to pick up later on down the line. This is
He just,
yeah. I'm sure you know what spell this is.
yeah, she sure just looks knock. Right. Okay, noted. She just, his villain close by when he was looking around the corner.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Well,
No.
I'm gonna get to work. I'll be out here if anyone needs me.
Yeah. Okay.
Its neck sus, eyes narrow.
She's like, yeah, okay, sure. Knock. Got it. This is
Sassy
fine.
bitch. Well, Vellum's gonna like. God, it sounds gonna carry pretty well around here. Come to think of it.
Yeah.
Fuck it, he'll set up like 60 feet away from the tower.
All right.
That's a good distance.
Um,
And. Oop, what was that, Spice?
But I'm just gonna say is while Vellum is going to set up at 60 feet, you would see Dejard almost casting a ritual, and a prismatic dome appears around her, and then slightly darkens to the color of the stone.
Hell yeah, tiny hut. Not that Vellum would know that.
No, you would
Vellum's
see
just
her
like,
cast
oh, that's
a-
weird. Oh well.
You would see her cast a spell, so you would know she did something over there.
Yep, she did something. That's her business. He don't know magic shit. But he is going to work. Well, not through the night, but you know what I mean. He's going to work while everyone else is asleep, and he's going to try and reverse engineer these elemental jewelries into their component parts.
Okay.
But first, that comes from an understanding of what they're made of.
Mm-hmm.
So he's already learned that it's likely, in all likelihood, made up of the metals they've been finding.
Mm-hmm.
He's found 3 out of possibly 4 of them, or at least like enough to be able to work off of, like work backwards from. So he's gonna take a set of the earrings. He's got elemental earrings, and he's got 3 of those, 3 sets of those. And remember, they are for giants, so they are good chunky things. And he'll spend the time trying to find a way to just put that back into the separate things it was, through whatever means he can manage to glean through just sheer metallurgy.
Okay, so this would be an intelligence check with your smith's tools.
Oh, well, good thing it's Smith's tools.
Oh, it's, you're working with jewelry, aren't you?
Ooh, fair point. That's the tricky thing, because it turns into metal bars.
Hmm.
It's like it is currently jewelry, but
Yeah.
it's metal.
I'll
So
say, considering you're working with the jewelry, this will be jeweler's tools with intelligence.
ooh, that's gonna be harder. Just checking if
Want
there's
some
anything I can
help?
do. Everybody's gone to bed.
I
Oh,
mean,
I accidentally went over the window.
What time is this?
Well, I mean, everyone's saying they're going to do a long rest, and then Vellum said, "I'm gonna stay up."
I mean, I'm wanting to. I've talked about wanting to stay up and do work.
Oh, did you? I didn't hear. Sorry.
Well, no, that was in the chat earlier what we talked about.
Oh, right.
So
Oh, but we're adventuring tomorrow. He would have to sleep to get his spells. It's a different thing. Well, are you going to be doing this while you're, what's the word? Well, are you waiting for everybody to go to bed?
Well, it was
Because we
more a
can't
case
have
that
a-
everyone was
um,
moving to go take a long rest, and he went off to set his forging shit up.
For a certain period, because we woke up from our long rest and went on an adventure, we can't have another long rest.
It's been 5 hours
So
since we
there's
got back.
And I don't think we were adventuring for 5 hours.
This is why I brought it up.
long resting. Here we go.
Because I know we can't long rest at a certain period afterwards, but I thought we'd passed that threshold and people were drained
One
from
long
the...
rest in 24 hours.
True. You can do.
So what I'm saying is,
You can do a number of short rests if you want.
Well, I think there's more the implication of, like, we were going to have a long rest and make use of the full 24 hours, but if not enough time had passed for us to have a long rest.
which is sort of what I'm saying. Not enough time has passed for everybody to be able to get a long rest or jump into it right away. There's some downtime between what we're doing, right, and having that long rest. The entire reason I'm saying all of this is to sort of reinforce that it is feasible for people to be awake and be helping you, especially when they wanted to start learning how to jewel craft, and we've just got a bunch of jewels to be able to do that.
Well,
it is
that's
feasible for people to be up and to be able to help you.
Yes, I gather that. My thinking of why Vellum was going to do it by himself is because I thought everyone wanted to sleep. That's why I said it would affect what he did next. But since apparently we are not able to... It can't be 24 hours before you can have a long rest. That doesn't make sense.
Yes. Roll 20. Compendium. Resting. Character can't benefit from more than one long rest in a 24-hour period.
If you ever tried sleeping for more than 8 hours, or try sleeping twice in the same day,
No, I
it's
get
gonna
that. It
leave
just
you-
feels weird because 8 of that is taken up by So you'd have 16 hours of time to work.
Yeah, that's why short rests are a thing. Because you
Alright.
can long rest once and then short rest in between to keep up energy if you need to.
Alright, well, that changes a lot of things then, because apparently nobody's going to bed, so I may as well get some help.
I am.
I'm going to bed even though I can.
It's more the fact that I have a bunch of extra crafting stuff I want to get done, but I would rather do it in one big stretch. Plus, reason why is that I was fucking tired.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
Do some
let's
short rests. You have 24
Well, I
hours
mean,
to do as
I
many
don't wanna
short
waste the
rests as
time.
you want.
Well,
Well, I'm working either way, so I may as well get some.
Alright.
Sour's gone to sleep. Angus, what's Angus doing?
Angus is probably up fiddling, doing a little bit of crafting because he's been doing this. He is trying to get some kind of work on until he can finally get his long rest.
Ooh, actually, I had a thought. Not to like. Normally, I would want to get Angus's help, but I had a cool idea, and now I'm gonna roll with it because it looks like Angus is doing his own thing.
Okay.
Vrum's gonna go back to where the fuck Ida and Thule vanished and like just knock on a wall. Because I remember Velum and Ida had a lot of conversations on this specific topic. So getting her insights on the innately magical aspects of the metals that make this up might be good to have, because Velum's got all the skill side of it, but he lacks the knowledge. So it'd be interesting to get her help if she's willing. But he
So-
has no fucking clue where she went. She just said where. She just said knock. So he's knocking the last place he saw her.
So you knock against the stone wall. You expect a hard surface, but instead you feel the hollow knock of wood, which is strange.
Oh shit! There's a door here.
A moment later, you hear the creaking of wood, and sort of unlocking of latches, and a strange sight unfolds. You can see, seemingly out of nowhere, the stone itself seems to part as if being opened like a door, and inside is, well, you see some sort of portal, and Ida sort of emerges from behind a door, an invisible door, and inside you can see rows upon rows of bookshelves, and there's a comfortable fire going on. You can see some sort of spiraling stairwell leading up to multiple strange sort of octagonal platforms. There is an entire small library or manor that she's managed to hidden within the wall here. That she's managed to hide within the wall here.
A magnificent one, you might say.
Yes, yes. And she kind of peeps her head out, and she's dressed in more casual wear, sort of a casual evening wear. Yes.
As the door opens, Venom's just like from when he was knocking, slides his fist up a little bit as he's just staring a little bewildered into the larger space in this invisible fucking door. And then he just comes to his senses.
Don't mind. It's a bit of home away from home.
It's magic. Yeah, it's just, if it's too much for me, I just go, it's magic, shrug it off, and get on with my life. I was wondering if I could get your help with something, Ada.
Well, of course.
We had,
what is it?
Well, we had a particular talk about that jewelry we found back in the fire giant bit,
Ah,
and I'm
yes.
gonna try and figure out how it's all put together, what makes it what it is, and maybe how to break it down and redo it
That's
for
been-
later. Just learning the metal, but
It's been on my mind as well. That's a strange type of metal I've not seen before. Then again, I'm no
And what-
expert in metals at all.
well, I like to think of myself as one, but I got one half of the puzzle, if that makes sense. Like I know how metals work and all their temperatures and melting points and how they mingle, but this stuff's got like magic in it. There's something like, hang on. He sort of rummages in his bag and he pulls out just he'll pull out Fulgurium, just a bar of that. Feel like it's made up of this stuff, and that makes sense with the coloring and all that shit. But it's got magic in it by the look of it, and well, I'm doing my best to keep up with all the magic talk that goes on. But well, after our talk, I figured maybe I could get your input. We could just have a chat about it, and maybe that would spark something.
Interesting. Very well. Where are you set up?
Oh well, I couldn't really find a good spot since this place bounces echoes around like nobody's business. But he sort of he just thumbs behind his shoulder towards like his apparatus that it's like halfway through setup. I don't know if I knew the whole thing, what with it being technically jewelry, but metal's metal.
Well, I'll have a. Let's have a look. See, talk me through your process here. Julie, I'm just going to help Velen for a moment. And with that, she kind of makes her way outside to you and kind of closes the door behind her and just flush stone once more.
He just sort of gives it a look for a moment. I hope I didn't interrupt anything, Ada.
Oh, not at all.
No, you just cock blocked her.
Easy solution to fix, anyway. Yeah, and that will be. He'll lead her over to where he's set up, and he's already got like a set of the elemental earrings laid out, and he'll just sort of like. I don't know if he's got like little chairs, but he probably would have nicked some.
You could ask Angus for help.
I know I could, but besides the in-character reason of Angus looked like he was doing something, this seemed a pretty interesting roleplay thread to follow. Or did you mean for chairs? Because like I could just steal chairs. Chairs are a free commodity in this area. It's fine.
I did mean for chairs, but also
Okay. Sorry, I didn't understand which you meant specifically. Yes, he'll sort of pull a chair over for her and then sit in one himself. Now, like I said, it's looking like it's. I don't know if it's how many parts there are to it, but looking at the colours through the seams here where the light catches it, and sometimes it just sort of lights a bit. And it's matching the same colouring as some of these, and I could tell from just like the metals themselves that they got a part in this whole.
Interesting. Looking at this, I would imagine it's perhaps some sort of composite.
Like an alloy of sorts.
Yes. Or at least, perhaps one or more of the metals we'd use in any of these.
Yeah, definitely more than just a couple. It might even be just. Well, I mean, there's 4 branches here. Maybe there's 4 metal, but that's just a guess. But it's strange. The jewelry feels lighter. Well, I mean, it's giant jewelry. It's not light, but look, just hold this, and he sort of just like hefts one of the ingots and just carefully plops it in her hand, and then takes one of the earrings and puts it in the other one. I figure with these ingots I can make something like your standard fare, like maybe some weapons or some armor, just the kind of things that you usually use metal for, but when it's all together that like, it doesn't feel as sturdy. I mean, I definitely can't speak for him, but I figure the giants only use it for jewelry. I ain't seen anything else made of it.
So, what are you trying to achieve here?
Well,
Specifically?
I want to figure out how to make. I want to figure out how whatever comes together to make this. I want to figure out how to do this. Points to the elemental metal, and hopefully, maybe turn that back into this. And he points to the ingot. Not just that, but breaking it down into its parts. But the first step is figuring out how the hell this stuff works.
Well, I figured the easiest solution to trying to figure out how something works is to break it down first. Certainly attempts.
That was the thinking, yeah.
help
Alloys
that.
are always just built up of different things.
It may not be it may not be a simple process, but perhaps if this is magical metal, then may be able to manipulate the magic within it to separate it to its component parts.
Yeah, because I know enough about metals to know that they got their own traits, their own things that they do that aren't magic. But this feels different. I feel like just by it being it alone, it's got magical properties. Would you be willing to spend a bit of time working through some of this with me and give me a hand?
Of course.
I don't know what night plans you had, but be appreciated.
Well, you and your group have done nothing but help Tully and I with our efforts. It's only fair that we repay the favor.
Well, I mean, that's why you hired us, but, well, I won't pass up the free hand.
Very well. Okay, so
And that will be for the time being, yeah, and hooefully that's enough to get me an advantage, because, oh
Yeah,
boy, jeweler's
I'd-
tools I am not expertised with.
I'd say that would be more than enough.
Hooray! Jeweler's tools, intelligence, that's already gonna be rough. Question. Thread of Fate, does that refresh every long rest? What's the
Every-
ruling on that? On its refreshing, I forget.
Long rest. You get
okay.
a long
Long
rest.
rest.
It only lasts so many hours, though.
Okay, so it is long rest, so... Alrighty, just checking
And
that I don't have anything I
activating the item.
Yeah, because I've already used it to save myself from squishing, so I'm just taking a quick look-see and seeing if there's nothing I can...
If you've used it to save yourself from being squishing, then you have not.
Then I
been
would not be able to get it back. Yeah, I'm just looking at my inventory a second.
At that point, Ida kind of has a small realization. One moment, and she kind of wanders off back to the corner. You see the door open and close. And then a little while later, Tuli returns with her, and you can see her sort of rolling up her sleeves.
Oh man, gonna get extra help.
And she's going to give you guidance on this.
Woody! Alrighty, here we go. Oh, well, that's a move.
With
dear.
advantage.
A 7 and a 3. Good lord, game.
Oh dear.
And
With
I
a
do not
1
have
would be
inspiration or anything to reroll. Oh, wait, no, I don't. Never mind. Unfortunate.
So, what are you trying to do this with? Like, what specific object?
One of the elemental earrings, because I have
Okay.
3 sets of those, and they're a smaller object as well, so they might be a bit easier to manage. Yeah, I got no way to re-roll that. Ah, well, that's the way of the rolls.
Hey, can I do something?
Uh,
Can I give you an inspiration?
ooh. If you're alright with
Can I
that.
give him an inspiration because cool thing here. He has made use of NPCs and recalled specific conversations and
Yeah.
is deliberately trying to better understand things.
Yep, by all means.
Well, if you're
Maybe-
alright with that,
maybe-
I very much appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes. There's just a little thought in the back of your mind, maybe, of like Angus when he was working with different materials. And maybe you remember him working with something and it triggers something in you.
Like like with Ida's addition, it's like she's going very full brain mode, and then there's that Angus thought in the back of your head is like, no, you're gonna make it too complicated.
You're overcomplicating it, lad.
Just
They
be
probably just
simple.
melted them all together.
Well, either way, I'm gonna re-roll that now. It's already rough because of the intelligence, but I'm hoping. Alrighty. 4.
Oh, 19.
19's better.
There you
Better.
go.
Better. Let's see here. Go ahead.
The goal at the moment is to figure out how to make it what it is. For clarity.
Go ahead and roll me a d4.
Three.
2. Okay. So as you're working on this, Tuli's hand on your shoulder, Ida kind of conjures up a wand and is beginning to sort of I'm just going to roll one of these, just for my own. Just
Yeah,
my
I presume
own sake.
Vellum's like experimenting with heats, and Ida's there directing whatever magical energies may be at play. Oh no!
Oh dear. Well,
Can she get advantage? Because
Natural
the
ones
part where
all
it blows
around.
up?
I mean,
you,
technically Tuli's helping.
yeah, I guess.
I don't want to be cheeky. If a 12 is a 12, I don't want to be cheeky, but like if you wanted something specific, I'm fine with a little bit.
I mean, okay. Well, you are helping her, and she's helping you. It's sort of trio.
Oh, I figured Tuli was helping, but that's fair.
Yeah.
I think
Sorry, I know it's a
Tuli
bit cheesy. I just like these moments working out.
Wow.
Not crit-
The dichotomy.
True balance, as all things should be.
Yeah.
I love that Ida's just like reaching over, is like, oh, and just do this, and Tuli's like, oh, slow down. You're getting excited.
The dichotomy there is incredible.
I always love when it's a crit fail into a crit success. It's just
You watch
I know it's a skill check,
as
but still.
Ida begins to sort of wave her wand over this large. It was an earring, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. This large earring.
A giant's
It's
earring.
About dinner plate size, is effectively, and you watch as she does so, with you kind of carving away with your jeweler's tools to reveal some of these strange ethereal veins of light throughout. She waves her wand over and seems to briefly lose concentration for a moment as she begins peeling away this sort of liquid-like metal from within, and concentration falters. She loses some of that liquid metal, and before Tuli sort of places her hand on her shoulder, she immediately regains focus and pulls out this strange sort of glistening verdant green metal from this sort of crystalline. How would I put it? This crystalline shell of what was once an earring. And she pulls out what looks like liquid Gaia Heart iron. Yes, that would explain
I'll
it.
quickly get a mold.
I'm pretty sure Angus can hear that.
The sound of metal.
This is some degree, she says as she's twisting the liquid metal around in the air, some variant of elemental chaos brought to order. It would seem that you might be able to make any of these types of this type of jewelry out of any one of these elemental metals.
Oh, I see. So, where I thought it might have been some put together. Might have been just
That's
any
what I thought as
one
well.
metal put into this shape.
Yes.
Velen will get like an ingot mold so she can stop floating liquid metal in the air.
And she rapidly kind of takes it down in the mold and sort of takes her wand away very rapidly, not wanting to burn herself.
Yeah. So essentially, when the metal was drawn out, it created a crystalline shell, or is that just the visual of it before like everything was drained?
Yeah, so it's effectively the visual of it. What remains of the earring is just sort of scattered dust and other sorts of useless residual matter. What is now left of it are 3 ingots of Gaia Heart iron.
Ooh. Man, it would have been wild if I assume like the D4 was for which metal. It would have been wild if we got the metal we hadn't discovered yet. That would have been hilarious. It's like, what the fuck is this? Velen will sort of just like stand and sort of like pop his joints a little bit, wipe some sweat from his brow from just the. I don't know how long this had been, but I imagine it would have been some time of intensive focus and fiddling with particular details. But he seems to be in lighter spirits, a smile on his face as he turns to the duo. Well, I've learnt a lot today, a lot more than I thought I would. I thank you both for your help. You've been a pleasure to work with.
Likewise, this has been really insightful. Something to something to add to our. She kind of looks to Willie. Collection of knowledge.
Well, like your I don't want to say employer,
You could say
acquaintance at the library says it's all about sharing the wealth of knowledge.
Indeed.
Well, I'm always about if you ever want to talk more of this. It's history after all.
Oh, of
And
course.
the mysteries of metal are not just a pleasure I get to enjoy.
Might I a small sample of that Gaia Heart, just for my own personal studies?
Well, you did help me draw the stuff, so fair's fair. And you'll take one of the 3 ingots, you said?
Yeah, there's 3 ingots there on the canvas.
Okay, he'll just pluck one of them up and gently hand it to her. Still
Thank
a little
you.
bit warm, assumedly, or...
Yeah.
Well, then I'll let you get back to your night. Oh, quite a bit of time has passed.
Yes,
Sorry
yes.
for keeping you up.
Not at all. I've forgotten what I was going to say. We are both rather exhausted. I think
Yeah,
we'll,
it's been a day. But if you remember, you know where to find me.
of course.
He'll give it like a pat on the shoulder.
She gives you a nod and a smile, and they both kind of make their way back to the small nook where their invisible door apparently is.
And once they're gone and the door's shut, Velen was just gonna wheel around, just go, Angus! Assumedly, is he still about? he's not been paying too much attention to the surroundings.
No, he's still about. Angus is there.
You just hear,
he's
like, a
currently
little
working
bit
on
of
a small stone beard.
Nice. Is it for the mushroom?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful, as expected.
I
But-
figured he might get. He just sees you coming up and holding the beard, and he's just. I thought he'd get cold, and you know, you look like you have something to say. Let me just sit to the side, and he kind of kicks it behind a rock. What's going on?
So yeah, like he was 60 feet away. You just hear a distant Argus, and then he's just striding over as quickly as possible with like the Gaia bars in his hands. Right, I did a lot of stuff with Ida and Thule, and I figured out that this stuff, how it goes together. So I should be able to know how to make this stuff now. And he sort of just pulls out another one of the elemental metal earrings. So I figured that out, and that's fucking amazing. But it's not like I thought, where I had to mash a bunch of them together like an alloy. Just like one kind of these bars you could just put in a thing and make these. Isn't that fantastic? We're learning more about this shit.
Yeah, I wish I could have been a part of it. You said that.
Well, I'm
happy
sorry. You were busy, and Ida had like that.
I'm happy for you. Thanks for being the first person you wanted to share it with.
And don't get me wrong, Angus. It wasn't anything to do with
it's
skill. It was knowledge I needed, and Ida's one of the smartest people around here, and we talked about it. I would have loved to brought you in, but you looked like you were busy, and I didn't want to bother you.
Well, I mean, I
I
was
know
a
your
little
crafts are
busy.
important.
Thank you. Well, I mean, I wasn't too terribly busy, to be honest. I'm just sort of faffing about, killing time till I get sleepy.
Well, I mean, I wasn't going to keep this to myself, and then he just sort of sits down. Right, so here's how it went. And then he'll just spend a good deal of time filling Angus in on every particular detail, like down to the tools, the methodology, what Vellum assumes Ida did, or what was explained to him, and just filling him on every particular there is.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Might as well tell him that, hey, the Angus thought came about.
Oh yeah, I should probably thought on that, but like I wanted to clarify that, like, mechanically, Vellum has told Angus everything he knew about it. But during the like closing points of the long tirade about the particulars of this new and fantastical metallurgy, you know, I should probably thank you in a little way, because I was working there with Ida, and Ida was going off on some huge tangent about like the properties of potential magical metals and all the theoreticals or some lot like that. And just that there was that moment in my head where like I heard a bit of your voice popping in and just telling me that it's not that complicated. It is just metal.
I mean, it's probably like ore. You just gotta beat it into shape anyway. This now is just, it's metal plus elements.
That's the thing. That voice of yours was right, because I was thinking it was some big huge thing. Like it was an alloy of like maybe 3 or 4 different metals mashed together with some giant nonsense. But it wasn't. It was just one kind of metal put in a particular way. It was simple. We were making it too complicated.
So he's told me what you discovered and what you learned in her like exact reasoning and everything for it, right?
Yeah. Because
So
I
you
assume Ida
basically
would have
just taught me
explained.
what you learned.
That's the idea. Because I think basically I assume, Jana, that Ida's contributions were explained by her, so like they were on the same page, right?
Yep.
So yeah, anything Vellum learned, he has now shared with Angus. Now, that knowledge may need to be put into practice by either of us, but we have, I believe, enough to know how to work it, Jenner?
Yes.
Or enough just to break it down?
You have enough you now have the knowledge of how to make Gaia Heart Iron, Fulgurium, and pyosteel, as well as the methods to potentially break down some of the jewelry.
Do we have the means to put it back together? Or is that going to take more research?
To put it back together into actual elemental jewelry.
Elemental metal.
Yes.
Yeah, elemental jewelry, yeah.
Yes, you would have them. You now have the methods and knowledge to create elemental jewelry.
Nice. So, like, for Angus, because he doesn't have proficiency in the tools, he knows the blueprint but doesn't know how to apply the particulars, if that makes sense. Because he hasn't
Well,
learned
here's
jewel
the
craft.
thing. That is like the form, not the function of this.
Hmm.
Can I try something funky?
Sure. What would you?
What funkiness do you have in mind?
Well, now that I understand how it's done and how I could make a form out of it,
Oh, you thinking of applying this, like putting this towards the time spent for training?
I try to make a Gaia Heart cast iron skillet.
Oh, well, that's definitely something you can do. I was thinking you were going a whole different direction.
What's
And
the?
yeah, right. I try to do that elemental magic, but instead of like, oh, I do this for the jewelry and this and that, it's like, I don't know that, but I can make a skillet.
What if I made a pan?
So is there a?
Pretty much.
Is there a wealth?
Wouldn't you make a pyosteel pan?
Is
A
there
guy
a wealth
heart
limit
was
to
just
this?
gonna make everything all earthy.
Is there what?
Is there
Sorry.
is there a wealth limit to this?
No, it's fabricate.
Oh right, okay.
The verbiage. You convert
verbiage.
raw materials into products of that same material. For example, you can fabricate a wooden bridge from clumps of trees or the like. Choose materials you can see within range, a large or smaller object within a 10-foot cube, sufficiently quantity of the material. If I'm working with metal, however, it can be no larger than a medium constrained in a single 5-foot cube. Quality of the objects congruent with the quality of the raw materials. Creatures and magic items can't be crafted. Can't use it to craft something that requires a high degree of craftsmanship, such as jewelry, weapons, glass, armor, etc., unless you have proficiency with the type of tools to craft that, which I do. I'm using blacksmithing to create a pan.
And it's a pan. It's hardly a complex object.
Okay.
It's not a weapon where you've got to take balance into account, or jewelry where there's fine details.
Oh,
It's a
buddy,
pan.
this is going to be complex the way I make it. It is a
Oh,
pan.
okay.
But I'm going to try and use
Hey.
this Gaia Heart with the methods he just said to make jewelry, and instead apply that same method to a different structure with blacksmithing.
Okay.
I think we have the recipe for Gaia Heart Iron as well because we just picked it up, so that helps even more.
Yes. We know how to make Gaia Heart. I know what goes into it, and with he just taught me about making elemental jewelry or whatever, he's going to try and make elemental smithing.
Right. So, you conjure this very rudimentary.
Sorry to take you off the rails, buddy.
This very sort of rudimentary what looks like this verdant green cast iron skillet on one of the tables next to you. It has this sort of iridescent greenish turquoisey glow to it that kind of shimmers in the firelight.
Odd choice, but that is your metal.
It's what I know. But did we do it? Does it match the jewelry?
Oh, you were trying to make an elemental jewelry tier skillet. I thought you were trying to make
Yes.
a Gaia Heart Iron pan.
Not Gaia Heart. Since we're able to use this, he's got the raw materials necessary. And with the method that you just told me that you discovered on how to put it together and how to make it, he's trying to make the elemental metal
That will be interesting, because we've only ever seen it in jewelry, which makes me wonder if it's not suited to sturdier constructs. But this will be a good experiment.
So,
Exactly.
it almost looks like that massive dinner plate sized earring.
Almost?
I think I did it. You're the one that knows both smithing and jewelry. Take a look. Did I do it right?
Oh, let's have a look-see here. He'll actually, like, pull out an amulet, which is, like, a similar sort of shape. It's bigger, but it's the shape that looks. And he'll, like, put them side by side and start examining. Jenner, how close are they to each other?
It's very similar. It could if a giant were to if a giant had the ability, or at least the desire to wear a skillet-shaped earring, they could potentially use this.
Okay. Well, it looks a lot like it. I have no idea how it's going to work, though. So, I can't make any promises about its function.
I have no clue, but do you think we made the elemental metal?
I think so. I don't want to say a firm yes. I mean, we just figured out how to do this shit, so...
And we potentially just did it for the first time in 10,000 years. And he tucks his chin down. He looks up at you with those eyes, and you're like, oh. He reaches out and he, like, playfully punches you in the stomach. Like 10,000 years. Bat.
You fucking did it, lad. You figured it out. We can do it.
You're learning a lot more on this trip than I thought we did.
Deep breath. Deep breath. Deep breath. Wait!
And he just jumps in the air, clicks his little heels, and kind of stumbles when he lands.
Well, good luck with it. I don't know how good it's going to be at cooking things, but you done did it.
We're about to find out.
Right, you do that. I think I'm going to relax by working on some easier metal.
I can't fucking believe this.
I mean,
Angus-
fabricate's a hell of a drug.
Not just that, but it's Angus having the biggest fucking craftsman's boner.
The interesting thing is, I have a rough idea of how it's made, so I can make it, but it's going to be interesting if it retains the same properties if done through an alternate method. I mean, maybe they did fabricate back then. We don't know. Maybe they did traditional smithing and jewel crafting to work this metal. We don't know.
See,
But you've made something with fabricate, so it'll be interesting to see if it's 100% what
Okay,
the properties
so
of it would be.
the
It's
thing
exciting.
about the thing about fabricate is that as long as you're proficient with the tools, you can mimic all the processes of the
Now,
of the tool.
here's the main question: what are you going to do with this this elemental Gaia heart skillet? It's just kind of sat there on the table.
Well, I mean, that's Angus's now.
He's probably gonna cook an egg on it.
But the problem is he's there and he's just like, it's that thing where he's just leaned forward and he's holding his head and his eyes are wide and he's just like come to the realization. He's just like, what is gonna be the first thing cooked on this?
Because, like, it's interesting because you don't know the fucking, like, not the melting point, but, like, how quickly this heats. If it's, well, I doubt it's going to be non-stick, but you know what I mean. Like, what do you even cook on it? And how hot do you make the heat to be able to get that skillet lit?
Yeah. And he's just like, oh god.
New discoveries.
All right.
How many hours do we have left? Because I'm gonna fill that with just making regular.
Okay.
metal.
You hit. Hang on. 5.
Yeah, because I don't remember exactly how long what I just did took.
Yeah. I'd say. Oof. That probably took a while. I'll say you got about 12 hours left.
Okay. So is that 12 hours? Right, so we can't have a long rest within 24 hours, so it would be that time and then we'd have a long rest?
I would imagine so.
Am I getting the math
Yeah.
right on that?
Yeah. So 12 hours left before you can take a long rest.
Okay. I will fill that time according.
So if anyone wants to spend some about 12 hours crafting, you can go ahead and do so. Make your rolls now.
All I can do is metal. Anything that
Yeah.
that I could make in terms of actual tangible items takes work days.
Black Spice.
It's not the old days of the old rules where I could knock out several swords in a day. It's different now.
Yeah. Black Spice. You wanted to make a scroll, but it
Where's
didn't appear in your
changed?
inventory. What are you trying?
Yeah,
to...
I
Oh.
you
Okay, I see.
the first.
That's all I wanted to
Yeah,
know.
I did that one, and I got the. Okay then.
A scroll of magic missile.
Hell yeah, dude.
A classic.
A staple, some would say.
Magic missile first. There you go.
Okay. After much cursing and
A lot of angry hissing.
angry hissing and parchment being repurposed and reused, he finally made a first level scroll of magic missile,
Nice.
and she's going. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just saying nice.
Yep. She's gonna use the earring. Trying to just pinpoint for Sal. Hey Sal, I got a spell scroll for you. You got to come out the tower and go fix a few blades away. You'll see an arm floating in midair. Don't worry about it.
You have me very confused, but go on.
I made a first level spell scroll of magic missile, and I was thinking you would like something like this.
I quite would. I could never really figure it out how it worked. It always escaped my grasp in some manner.
Oh, you can come outside and get it.
And slowly Sao sort of comes out and looks around for just a moment to,
As soon as Sal comes out, you just see a scaled arm just waving back and forth. That almost appears like it's coming out of the wall.
Deshara, you continuously surprise me.
It's the thing. I do not try. It just happens. walk in.
Trusting the snake. Zao walks in.
And you would, as soon as you walk in, the temperature becomes almost like you're near a warm hearth, but it's constant. And there's a dimly glow on the interior, rather the exterior was seeming dark, showing a myriad of colors like a facet of a diamond.
If this
I-
wasn't magic and this was real, I would have fucking grabbed this with both hands and ran.
Funny enough, it's in mobile. Great tongues.
It's immobile.
Yes. And then she produces the spell scroll here. I'm going to try and make another one after I attempt to make another health potion. I was rather frustrated. Accidentally took a sip of the alcohol and then messed up the potion. Don't think about it.
I don't blame you on that front. When you're deep in concentration and suddenly you do a wrong step, not by choice but just by happenstance.
Like, let me test this alcohol. Bad choice. Spit it out, messed up the potion. Ah, great. Now I have to start
mean-
over again.
At one point I mistook my lubricant oil for my drink, so I get it.
Oh, here, there's a burning question I've been wanting to ask you. He's looking down, kind of scratching the back of her head, thinking how to word this. I'm gonna just be frank with it.
I prefer view the jar, but go on.
The demons, Balthazar and Siren. How were they before all of that?
Ambitious.
In what way?
In the
I was confused.
in the most accurate way of the word. Balthazar was a man with great plans and great ideas in his own mind. And as far as I could tell, no one would ever stop him from achieving it. I'm pretty sure he would beat death if he so could, and in the manner he did.
How about Siren?
She was a mouthful in many words.
Okay.
I have great issues with how she does or did a lot of things back then. But I can't deny that she was skilled, she was headstrong. I'm quite certain that the only one with more confidence in themselves than Balthasar, it would be Siren.
He was a very cold individual. Did she
No.
show you
It
any
wasn't-
warmth?
I wouldn't say she was cold. I would more say she was controlled. Maybe she was a
Violet.
bit cold, but she's hard to pin down. Same with Balthasar in some regard, but with how boastful he was and grand in gestures, he was easier to read.
Makes sense. Siren, not so much. From
She was as easier to read as the grave. No pun intended.
Dujard just makes a face that just almost like cringed at it. Ugh.
I know. But I can't blame them for having grand plans and ideas. Almost everybody has in some regard, but having grown to know them and seen what they've done, I have mixed opinions.
There's a look on Dujard's face like she wants to ask, but she's unsure if it's appropriate.
Let me put it this way. We should probably talk later. I know Vellum has some strong opinions about them, but I hate to say it, but as simple as he is, it does color his opinions.
I've noticed, especially when it comes to the Carthan Commonwealth, he's very colorful. And see why.
Sometimes I feel like I don't have enough experience with the world to make a good judgment on some things, but it is hard to make a judgment on people when they are nice to you.
I'll say this. Though it would appear to me that yes, I do have some issue talking about heavy subjects or sensitive subjects to people. I know what I know, and I go off what I know. If it seems off, and we'll hold the information. I don't have all the pieces. If I feel it's important, I will say it. Right now, a lot of things are up in the air, so I'm keeping my mouth shut for just in case.
There's
That
so
was-
many things to account for.
All right. All right then.
That is true. Thank you for the talk, though. It was enlightening. I will get the.
And we should probably continue it later on.
Probably when we're out of this dismiss.
I do agree on that. I do have one more thing I want to make just before we wrap up here. But I should probably get to that before we go.
Yeah, best do it now than later. Let me get back to doing these potions. You have a good night. Whenever you sleep.
Teshar,
What?
none of us can tell if it's day or night right now.
Just go off how I feel. Hindu.
Do get some rest before we go.
I plan on it, but I'm going to get these potions done first. From above, we don't know what's going to be in the next wing, so
Yeah.
leave it off there.
So,
And with that, I'm gonna do a quick craft and
24, natural 20.
Yeah, there we go.
So,
Potent fire.
as you all continue your crafting for the next 12 hours, kind of hanging about, doing your own thing, you can all, after that, you can all feel free to take that long rest.
All right. Try again with these potions, cause god damn it.
Grunker, just so we're prepared for the next session, what are you looking like on? Oh wait, no, sorry, I'm Angus. What's Angus like for cold weather clothing?
He does not seem to have a set. I thought he did. However, he is wearing bronze black fur cloak. That
Okay.
huge, big black furred one.
Okay.
And I was curious if would be able to assist him in his
Sorry,
what's the word? In
if
like his
who-
resistance.
If who would be able to assist him?
I am wearing a bronze, massive black fur cloak.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious if that would be able to
Oh.
do something similar in regards a big furry cloak for insulation.
I think if you wore like an extra layer of clothing underneath your armor, plus the cloak, that would give you the help against cold weather.
Mm-hmm.
it is a giant fur cloak.
Try this again.
Okay,
It's
so
a case of
plus, like if you stand near Grunker with Eld a light, that will also give you advantage on any con saves. Let's see. Liska's fine. She has cold resistance. Sal, Vellum, Grunker, you're fine.
We can talk particulars after the session.
Yeah. Dejar's fine. It's mainly the NPCs.
One of them's a druid, one of them is a wizard. They're
Yeah.
fine.
So,
They got some kind of magic bullshit, I'm sure.
as you as you all take your long rest, you wake up the next morning. Vladimir kind of sees you off Vellum with a hug and a be safe.
I'll be back before you know it.
As you all leave the tower, descending back down into the depths of the tomb itself. There's a bit of lag there.
Don't worry about that. Continue.
Yep, sorry.
It's just crafting rolls, it's fine. Continue with narrative.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry, I'm lagging a whole lot here. I can't even see my notes. There we go. Okay. So as you traverse through the southern corridor, the colossal stone head of the White Dragon looms overhead. Its eyes aglow with an eerie blue light that defies the eroding touch of time. Each step down the monumental staircase reinforces the colossal scale of the giants who once navigated these passageways. In this forgotten wing, the air carries a fragrance kind of steeped in the essence of bygone eras, mildew and moss, followed by a distinct chill that hangs in the air. As you descend into the darkness, into the frost-sworn sepulchre. And we'll leave it there. And on that note, I shall stop recording in 3, 2, 1.